Okay, let's talk about a single decision. One choice that absolutely sealed the fate of a retail empire. A choice that literally turned a giant into a ghost.
I mean, how does a retail giant just become extinct? And in only 4 years? It sounds kind of crazy, right? But that is exactly what happened. So today, we're going to unpack this incredible story of two industry leaders. They faced the exact same threat, but they made polar opposite choices. And, as you'll see, they met dramatically different fates.
All right, so to really get what happened, we've got to rewind the clock. Let's go back to 2005. The world of electronics retail, it was basically a kingdom, and it was ruled by two undisputed kings.
And if you looked at them on paper, Circuit City and Best Buy were like mirror images of each other. I mean, both were at the absolute top of their game. We're talking two dominant forces in consumer electronics, and they were thriving, in that pre-Amazon era. They seemed totally untouchable.
But then, things started to shift. It was subtle at first, but Best Buy began to pull ahead, slowly but surely just grabbing more and more market share. And this growing pressure, it forced Circuit City to a real crossroads. They had to make a huge, pivotal choice about how to fight back.
So, what do? Faced with this challenge, Circuit City chose a path they actually called surgical efficiency. Sounds pretty good, right? It sounds smart, precise, decisive. But, well, the surgery they performed ended up being fatal. Their plan was basically a 4-step assault on their own costs. So, Step 1, fire your most knowledgeable, experienced salespeople to save money on commissions. Step 2, replace them with low-wage, hourly workers who, had almost no training. Then they cut store hours, they cut overall staff, and they streamlined their inventory. The whole idea, their core belief, was super simple. Being cheaper was the way to win.
And right there, that was the core miscalculation. You see, Circuit City got so focused on the spreadsheet, on the numbers, that they completely forgot about the actual human being, the shopper, standing in the aisle. They won the battle for short-term savings, sure, but they were about to lose the entire war for the customer.
Okay, so while Circuit City is busy cutting everything down to the bone, Best Buy, well, they're doing something radically different. Instead of pulling back, they were investing, doubling down, really.
And just like that, you have two completely opposing philosophies in play. Circuit City, they put all their chips on pure efficiency, low-cost staff, quick transactional sales. Best Buy, they bet on the complete opposite, the customer experience. They invested in experts because they wanted to build long-term loyalty.
So how'd they do it? Well, Best Buy's moves were like a direct counterattack. They poured money into employee training, turning their staff into genuine experts. Then they got rid of sales commissions. Think about that. It took all the high-pressure sales tactics right off the table, making customers feel way more comfortable. They literally transformed their stores from a place where you just, buy a box, to a place where you could go to get real, expert advice. All right, so the stage is set. We've got two retail giants, two completely different paths. What was the final verdict? What happened?
The downfall was, it was shockingly fast. Let's just walk through it. In 2005, they're equals with Best Buy. 2 years later, 2007, they fired their experienced sales staff. By 2008, they had become, and this is a great phrase, efficiently irrelevant. And just 1 year after that, they filed for bankruptcy. Poof. An industry leader was just gone.
And look, this wasn't just about numbers on a balance sheet. The human cost of this massive strategic error was just immense. When Circuit City's over 700 stores closed their doors for good, 34,000 people lost their jobs. 34,000.
And this right here, this really gets to the heart of the mistake. Circuit City just fundamentally misdiagnosed the problem. They saw Best Buy succeeding, and their first question was, how can we do what we're already doing but just cheaper? The real question, the one they should have been asking, was should we be doing something different entirely? You see, they were trying to win an old game, while Best Buy was busy creating a brand new one.
So, this whole story leaves us with a really critical question. And it's not just for retailers, it's for any business, really. As you look at your own strategy, you have to ask yourself, are you just optimizing the old model? Just making tiny improvements to try and win today's game? Or are you brave enough to ask if it's time to build a completely new one for tomorrow?